there, my name is Dan Anderson and I'm here for Newsbite. This week is elections week, and so I'll be talking to some of the sabbaticals about their experiences from this year and what they think is to come for next year. I will also be talking to some of the nominees for Student Association President and also some of the general public to discuss with them what they think about elections week.
Hi, I'm Charlotte Andrew and I'm your Association President.
I'm Ben, I'm the Athletic Union President.
I'm Jack Carr, I'm the last ever Director of Representation.
Caroline, I'm the Director of Student Development and Activities.
And I'm Taryn and I'm the Director of Events and Services.
I think there's a lot of confusion about what president is, because the remit's really wide-reaching. So I am the direct link between the Students' Association, so the student body, and the outside world. I talk to the press on behalf of all the society subcommittees and students. I sit on university court. I have a direct link to the principal.
I definitely spend a lot of my time doing operational planning, which is like the really boring name for making sure that the building's communicating, that we're communicating between student user groups who are booking event spaces and staff to make sure that they have everything that they need.
The areas that come under my remit are widening access and participation, community relations, the environment, alumni and accommodation. And if there are any crises, I tend to be the one that has to deal with it first.
She's got much more patience than the rest of us.
Yeah, and diplomacy as well is pretty important.
One of the biggest things is just kind of advocating for students who spend their time outside of the classroom and making sure that extracurriculars, but either sport or societies here or external to the association, are valued.
Every single policy that gets passed through the academic side is at some point consulted with me, which in practice translates into around about 48 different committees. I also oversee everything that we do within the Students' Association on the academic side, so all of your school presidents and your class reps feed back into a system which ultimately informs me as to which direction we should be taking those policies I just previously mentioned.
It's about being able to take a step back from the day-to-day sort of jobs and think about how you can implement some sort of strategy to how you can improve the Athletic Union. Given that it's a student-run organisation, you need to, and the Athletic Union changes every year, you need to come up with some sort of strategy. So.
I also look after all of our welfare activities, so anything that we do for revision weeks or any kind of policy changes. Again, I have a really boring policy job. And also recruitment in student services. I make sure that the people that are recruited are ones that we think are really friendly and good for students.
We're always forward planning here, which is really, really nice and something that I think we've really put into consistent motion this year, and making sure that we're always looking forward as well as reflecting on our events to make sure that we're still providing the best student experience that we can.
I oversee our Equal Opportunities Subcommittee, and I also sit on a few university committees there as well. And the final one is democracy, so the elections as that are ongoing at the moment.
We all kind of cover a little bit of everybody's shift, but it makes the jobs are really independent but are often intertwined.
The way in which the team of sabbaticals has treated students as they've come to them with their needs and concerns, and maintaining a really friendly and approachable atmosphere.
One of the biggest things that we're going to have changed this year is we're going to have completely restructured the way the Athletic Union runs, bringing in more student interns to run the Athletic Union so we can do more and represent our clubs better.
If we get lecture capture through an academic council, that would be a fairly instrumental thing that students have done, because I think it's mostly coming from them, so the fact that I was spearheading that will be one of the things I'm most proud of.
I'm proud of the BOP. I'm happy with the BOP. Yeah.
The thing I'm most proud of is that we had the lowest percentage rent increase in hall fees in about 8 years.
Currently in the middle of it with this volunteering policy, so we're about a week and a half away, so if you ask me this question then, I might have a different answer.
Well, I was uncontested, so it did make it a lot easier for me.
Remembering to eat and sleep.
You come into it and everything changes a little bit. Like even from when you set off to campaign, you're speaking to people in halls, you're speaking to people at these different events, and they have different ideas about what they would like to see for the role. And keeping in mind that you are always a student rep, your ideas will shift based on what you're hearing, which I think is really important, but it makes everything, it means that it's a kind of, you're walking a weird line as you go through the week.
Yeah, campaigning's hard and stressful, but it's also, regardless of whether you win or lose, it's an incredible experience to see such a large group of people coalesce behind you and say that you'd be good at a position and put their trust in you.
Excellence, experience and engagement.
Incredible, exhausting, and inspiring.
Happy to help.
Exciting, stressful and rewarding.
There will be 6 different reps, and they each have a different area of at least in the sabbatical officers as well as the larger ones, but there are 6 different areas that they cover. You will be affected by one of them, at least the education one. Everyone is here to study.
Look at the last 2 demonstrations of what happens when people don't vote. And secondly, it does affect you. Like, a lot of students just aren't aware of quite how pervasive the influence of the sabbatical team and your counsellors are, but we have a direct contact, direct link to the university. We do make changes that directly impact how you're taught and how you're treated outside the classroom.
So if you take part in any student society or subcommittee, I have an influence on that. If you play any sport, the AU president does. If you come to the union for an event, the DOES does.
As much as you might not know about it, it definitely happens. So it's worth voting for the person you think has the most similar ideas to your own.
I think remembering that you have a voice in who shapes your next year is important.
Because everyone loves to really moan about the Students' Association, and you can only do so if you actually have a voice.